What is going on, hobby family? It is your boy K-Dub, and this is K-Dub's High Five. 5 rapid fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. And today it's one of the Twitter hobby favorites, one of the kindest, most generous, most awesome follows on Twitter. So smash the follow after you watch this. He's behind the Cans for Cards Drive, also PWE Friday. My good friend Will, aka at Employee84 on Twitter. How are you, my dude?
Hey, K-Dub, what's up? Thanks for having me. I've watched this show a few times, and I'm just excited to be here. I really appreciate you inviting me. It's awesome. Love it.
Absolutely, man. Well, if you watched it, you kind of know how it works. I got 5 hobby-related questions. I'm going to throw them at you one right after another. You ready to take on the high five?
Let's go. High five.
Right, first question. Your Twitter handle is at Employee84. I don't know if you got other socials, but that is what your Twitter handle is. How did you land on that for your social media handle?
So, as you can tell by my beard being a little gray, I'm not that young. And one of the first jobs I had where I needed an email, I was working at a valet, and everybody was known by their employee number. So I was 84. So anytime in valet, when it was like a car came up or you had to get a tip, they would say over the loudspeaker, employee 84, employee 84, you're up, employee 82, employee 2. So I just got known as employee 84. So even the bosses would be like, hey, employee 84, come over here. Or the other workers would be like, hey, what's up with 84? Is he sick? So it's like became what you're known for. But the reason it stuck was in order to call out, which I did a lot when I was 20 years old in a valet job, you had to call the manager and talk to them directly. And sometimes you'd have to like act like you were sick a little bit. Oh, hey, can't come in today. And it was like stressful to have to talk to somebody. They changed the policy where you could email them and tell them you weren't coming in. And I didn't have an email. It was a long time ago. I didn't have an email. And so they recommended that you do employee number as your email. So my email was like employee84 at Hotmail. And I just kept employee 84 as my email ever since. So that's where we're at today.
There it is. And you just dated yourself a little bit, dropping the at Hotmail on there, just saying. So.
Yeah, that's terrible. I sent a lot of emails, though, calling out sick at the time. So keep it handy.
Shout out to that boss, wherever he's at in the world. So,
yeah.
All right, second question, man. Let's talk about you in the hobby, man. You're active in the hobby. You're a part of the hobby. But who would you say have been some of your biggest influences when it comes to either you personally collecting or your hobby journey? Who would you want to shout out as some of your big influences?
There's so many people on Twitter that I think are so super cool. And, the people that influence me in different ways, you are like somebody that's always energetic, somebody that's always positive. I love that. I don't want to leave anybody out. So I'm hesitant to really like call people out because I feel like I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
One of the people that I got to know pretty well was Yo Jaffe. So Aaron Jaffe, great guy. I went to the National with my daughter and we were able to connect with him. He had a car. He spent so much time with us. He took us to a Cubs game. He took us to a White Sox game. He's just somebody that I met through the hobby that I didn't know that was just so cool. And I just had a connection with him. So he kind of inspires me and encouraged me to chase some of the crazy cards I chase.
Yeah.
But in real life, I have a friend named Josh. He's J Arnold 231 on Twitter. And for the last couple of years, I mean, we talk pretty much every day, multiple times a day, always talking about the trends, what's hot, what's not hot, making fun of purchases that we get. He's a big baseball guy, and I always make fun of him while buying some no-name prospect. And he comes back and makes fun of me for buying like a Ron Burgundy rookie. So we just have a great vibe. I love the guy. He's somebody I've known since I was a little kid, kind of separated over the years, fell apart a little bit or moved apart a little bit. Yeah. And then the hobby kind of brought us back together. And we're like, today we're buying like Sopranos boxes and like fighting over like how we're going to break them up and stuff. So he inspires me to have fun in the hobby for sure.
I love it, man. Awesome. All right, let's talk about you and collecting a little bit. Is there a Grail card out there for Employee 84?
Well, it's probably the same Grail as most people. I'd love to have a Jordan rookie. I came so close. See, the problem is I try to buy to sell. So I have like a bankroll, like a gambler would have. And I sell some things, I build my bankroll, and I can never get to the point in my bankroll where I'm not distracted by something else in order to get the Jordan. The one time I did, I had a nice knot and I went to the National and I was so close to making a deal. I saw a beautiful PSA 3 Jordan at one of the trade nights. The guy was willing to make a deal and he just said, well, someone had come over before you and I'm going to give him first shot. The guy came over and the guy had taken it, and I just couldn't really make a deal since then. And it's one of those cards that fluctuates so much.
Yeah.
And everybody tags me. A bunch of people know on Twitter, they tag me, but it's just like, for me, it's got to be the right time.
Yep.
With my bankroll to get it done. And just hasn't happened yet, but I will get one.
All right, man. I can't wait to see that post.
Yeah, I will get one.
All right, man. Well, let's jump to the product. You mentioned the Jordan rookie, but you got all the money in the world. You can rip any product you want. What product are you ripping and why?
Well, I mean, 86 Fleer would be fun. I just watched that video with Drake ripping MJs out of there. So that was exciting, but also annoying. I would say, the new stuff, say like WWE Prism looks fun. I'd like to rip that. Absolutely. But if I could rip something that I think would be really, really fun, I think it would be like a box of like 77 Star Wars Series 1, those blue border ones. When I was a kid, I loved Star Wars. I had all the action figures, and I still got a bunch of them. And I had tons of those cards. I still do. And, they're just like beat up, but I would love to like find a pack fresh, Han Solo in the pack, or, a fresh #1 Luke. It just would be so like, be cool. So I'd probably like get a box of that.
Man, that is a first on the High Five, a Star Wars box for the box to rip. So
those things are expensive. I was at a card show last week, and a guy came over with his phone and said, "Hey, I got a question." They said, "You're like a non-sports guy. I have all these in my basement. Are these worth big money?" And he had like 3 boxes of Series 1 Star Wars, like unopened boxes with the packs in them. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that is a humongous, treasure chest you have right there.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Oh, all right, man. I got one more question for you. I know you do a lot of good when it comes to the Twitter hobby community. You got your cans for cards. You also have been behind a lot of other things that are just good things. And I'm just curious, where do you find kind of the inspiration or the motivation to kind of use the hobby for not just cards, but kind of the good of the world?
Yeah. Oh, man. Like everybody else, I had a lot of cards to begin with before the pandemic. Yeah. I started getting into cards in like the mid 80s when I was a kid, and, bought cards, till you get in later in high school when other things become important. Yeah. And then I remember being older and like just picking up blasters at Toys R Us and, end of 99s and 2000s and, just kind of casually doing it. But when COVID came and, you take all those boxes down, you start going through them. It had been, 20 years since I actually really bought cards, but I had so many from when I was a kid, and none of them were really that good. I didn't have any hidden Jordans, didn't have any LeBron rookies. Yeah. I found a stack of the 2003 tops from LeBron's rookie year, and I had like a rookie. My heart started skip a beat, but it was like Mike Sweetney from like Georgetown. So I didn't have any LeBrons, but I did have cards that I thought people would like. And so I just started giving some cards out, and I was amazed that there was more people like me out there, that there was somebody that they collected, a dude they went and saw at a minor league game when they were a kid, or somebody that threw them a baseball, or just who they collected in their neighborhood. It wasn't always Cal Ripkins and Don Mattingly's. It could have been, a Sam Horn, or, somebody around here, like Marty Barry, or whatever it was. And so I gave some cards out, and just people were like, "Oh man, I appreciate it." And it's just like, well, that's a pretty easy way to make somebody happy. It's like, I got 10,000 cards here. I give a couple out. So the first thing I did was like 1,000 cards to raise awareness for like celiac disease, because that's what my daughter has. And so everybody liked that and had a good time. And then a local girl, her parents died in a car accident. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to raffle off like a blaster I have here. I thought maybe 20 people would throw in $5. And a couple of people that just were like, hey, I want to add something. 34 T-Bone, he's a friend of mine now. Tony Shrek, those guys just like chimed in and said, let me donate something. Yeah. Even some bigger accounts, Ben from Midwest, he wanted to add something. And Ivan from Watch the Breaks, these guys started like just messaging me saying, hey, I'd like to add a box to what you're doing. Yeah. And so just kind of took off, and it was just one of those things where it did so well. I think we made like $5 or $6 grand for this poor girl. Yeah. And then I said, okay, what's next? People brought ideas. So I think that's just was kind of like organically grown. It wasn't anything that I planned to do, and just made a lot of friends. And then, it just happened that way.
Yeah. And I think those are the best things that happen is when they happen organically, they just kind of create their own steam. You know, it's not forced. It's not in your face. It's just kind of there. So kudos to you, man. Keep it up. I love it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right. We have a first request in the history of the high five here. A live pack is going to be ripped on the high five. And I'm hoping for a monster to maybe bring in some more views on the high five here. So tell me what you're ripping.
I mean, I think everybody knows what this is. A little Mosaic Cello, a little Zion hunting, Ja Morant hunting.
Yep.
For me, this was like when I knew the hobby now was going to get really crazy in my life. So I remember just randomly going to like a Walmart when cards started getting hot again. And I was with my buddy Josh, and we knew that these cards were hot. And we went to a Walmart, and they were loaded. And we hadn't found any anywhere in weeks, months, and they were loaded. I mean, there was like 10 megas, there was like 25 cellos, and we said, here's our chance. So we actually left all the cellos, but we bought 10 mega boxes, and we ripped every single one of them, and had the greatest time. Got so many big cards, and we hadn't had any newer cards. We both hadn't collected in years. So all of a sudden we had like silver Zions, and I had an orange reactive Zion, and we look it up and it's like $500 and we're going crazy. And so this was, I think, for a lot of people, hobby crack when it came out. So we got one right here. Let's see what we got.
All right, rip it up, man. I'm excited. We're looking for the big names, looking for the guys, looking for the Zions. Which I don't know that I've ripped a basketball pack in a long time. So I'm excited to see.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we're done with this, whatever I get in this pack, whatever I get, I'm sending to you.
No need.
Here we go.
No need. We'll find the right one.
No, listen, whatever I get, I'm sending to you. Okay, Jeff Teague, Anthony Davis, Jordan Clarkson Green, Sean Kemp Jam Masters, Kyle Guy. Don't think he made it.
Yeah, I know a big Kyle Guy collector though.
You are? Or you know?
I know a guy. I know a guy.
Okay.
I know a guy.
I'm going to send it to you. You can send it to him. Kyle Guy was, I won an NCAA tournament pool because of the Kyle Guy was on a line, Illinois, right?
No, Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. When they won it, I won the pool. And so Kyle Guy is like a little warm place in my heart. Giannis, DJ Augustine, Kevin Love, Wesley Matthews, Paul George. Oh, there we go. Ja Morant.
Hey.
K-Dub, you got yourself a Ja.
Knock it up with Ja.
Pink pack. Let's see what we got. This is where the monsters lurk.
All right.
So first card, Laurie.
All right.
Second card, Tyus Jones.
Okay.
Third card, oh baby, there you go. Pink
Ja. What?
Ja. Right from the cello.
The high five fire, baby.
I feel like a bad breaker. I don't even have any top loaders or anything over here. Let me see. I got
on the spot here. On the spot. Oh man.
I got a used sleeve. I just pulled off my carpet. There you go.
Man, beautiful.
Coming your way. Look at the sleeve. It's all like bent up and everything. The card's fine, but the sleeve is like been stepped on.
Oh.
There you go, K-Dub. Congratulations. You got yourself a pink Ja.
Hey, we only pull fire on K-Dub's high five. That's the new motto. So
maybe this will be a trend for you here.
All right, man. We got a high five. Then at the end of the high five, throw it up. Appreciate you joining me, man. You can check out Will at employee84 on Twitter. Great stuff. Great dude. Just exemplifies the motto of the high five. Hashtag be the good. Appreciate you joining me, man. Thanks so much. And we'll see y'all next time on the next high five.
This is a demo sound of freeintromusic.com.